I love hearing from my young readers. Those are my favorite letters to get. I have received letters from kids in the middle of nowhere in Idaho who fallen in love with The Hate U Give. I've gotten letters from kids in juvenile detention centers who are awaiting trial, who've read my book Concrete Rose and identified with Maverick in such a way that he's inspired them to change their lives, to turn their lives around. I've heard from young people who have seen issues happening in their school or in their community, and by reading The Hate U Give, it inspired them to speak up, speak out, and do something about it. I've heard from young activists who've been activated because of that book. I've heard from young people who love writing, who love poetry, who love to make music, and reading on the come up inspired them to pursue it and to go for it, but to also stay true to themselves in doing so. So it's amazing to me that these three novels have reached the audiences that they've reached and that have impacted young people in the way that they have. But also, it's amazing to me that a young person will take the time to sit down and write to me and tell me how much my books have meant to them. That's an honor. Especially in a world where you got TikTok, Instagram, you could be filming videos for Gram or TikTok or something, but instead you sit down, not only read my book, but reach out to let me know you love my book. That's an honor, and I'm grateful for it. So I hope that my books continue to do that. I hope that my biggest hope is that one day the young people who read my books will make it so that they're no longer relevant, so that a story like The Hate U Give no longer makes sense to a generation of young people because they're like, wait a minute, police brutality was a thing. That's what I write for. I write for those young people who will make it so that this is no longer a discussion that needs to be had. So that these things that are happening in these novels no longer happen. And I hear from these young people who assure me that they're going to make sure that the world is different, and my books have inspired them to do that. So it's a relationship, it's a partnership. I tell them all the time, if you keep reading, I'll keep writing. I'm gonna keep writing, and I hope to keep inspiring them so that one day when I'm retired on a beach somewhere in a rocking chair, I can be like, you know what, the kids are all right, and maybe I had a little part in that.
This author interview was produced through a partnership of the National Education Association and WETA. For more author interviews, please visit adlit.org